I just had my bike serviced and cleaned today, so it's looking nice and shiny, so I just thought I'd take this opportunity to show you exactly what mounts I use here in Sri Lanka. I use 4 of them basically. The first one here, this is the helmet mount. This is the one that goes along with the drift camera that I primarily use here. The second one is a handlebar mount. This bike here is it's called a Bajaj Avenger. It's an Indian bike, quite popular in Sri Lanka, and that's about the only place I can stick it on my handlebar. The third one I use here, this is the drift suction cup mount. Very flexible, can go anywhere. Very, very solid as well. I've not had any problems with it falling off, which is good. And the final one here, this is another camera mount. You can see it down on the roll bar here. This is a semi-permanent one. It's got a U-bolt at the back. You just attach it to something like the roll bar. You can stick it on the handlebars. You can stick it up here on the shock absorbers as well. It takes about 5 or 6 minutes to switch over. But all of these give you different views of the road and different views of the bike. But that's the basic 4 that I use. Now, as far as actually attaching the camera, the camera I use on my bike here is a Drift HD 1080, about a year or so old. There's a newer model out now. And as this is a drift mounting device, the camera has to have a special connector down the bottom. Basically, you screw the connector on. Once it's nice and tight, you can just clip it straight into the camera. As long as you get that nice firm clipping noise, this thing doesn't move. Very, very solid. And as far as the sticky mount is concerned here, I've been driving around the tropics for about a year or so with this thing, and it just hasn't moved, so it's rock solid. Now, as far as the handlebar mount is concerned, again, it's you can see by the top of it, it's another drift mount. So again, you need to have the universal connector here. You just change the angle on it slightly so you get it facing forward. Once again, get the nice firm clicking noise, and away you go. Now, on the Bajaj Avenger, it's a very busy handlebar region between wing mirrors and brake fluid reservoirs and electrical cables and whatnot. This is about the only place I can stick it, but it's quite good. You get a little shot in the corner of the speedo as you go along. Good fun place to put it. The suction cup mount has got a standard thread on it. You basically just tighten it up, get it pointing in the right direction, turn it on, and away you go. And as I said previously, this is a very, very firm mount. Some people are a little wary of suction cup mounts, but this is a particularly good one. Again, I think this is a drift product, but it's compatible with anything with a standard thread. And the final camera mount I use is this U-bolt locking mechanism on it. Very, very firm. It doesn't move at all. It's fantastic. As I mentioned, it can be moved around the bike, various places. It takes 5 or 6 minutes. And I use this particular position to get shots of the road. They're quite dynamic. You also see the wheels spinning around, but it can be moved all over the place. It takes about 5 or 6 minutes, and basically doesn't move. And that's where I stick my mounts on the Bajaj Avenger.